from our place in Green Valley this morning. Got to Sholo around noon, had lunch there, and then headed out to Borden Ranch Road and down the back road to the turnoff to the Silver Creek place where we'll begin our fishing.
Okay. Well, we got a decent rainbow on, but this is just goofy fishing anyway. Let's see if we can get a picture of him and get him off. I'm going to give you a fly, Sue. I know you don't like it. I don't like it either. That's a big fish. I know it feels bad. Look at the size of that thing, like a steelhead. Let's get him in and get him off. Come on, come on.
Okay, here's another one. The first one was probably 27 to 29 or 30 inches long. This one's about the same size. This one stayed down deep. Barely and finally pulled loose at the end of this little clip, but what we were end up catching most of them on were a little tiny leeches, little black leeches that we would just twitch along the bottom very, very slowly, and we had quite a bit of success with them. So we'll probably go with those again this next year. About to come up to a place where this fish just pulls loose at the end. We don't mind not being able to release him. I feel so sorry for him anyway.
I just hooked one about 18 inches in the last cast, and this one's up in the 20s. This was on a little, I'll show you the fly in a minute. This was on a little imitation Apache trout. Let's get you in, see if we can get you done. Oh boy, these things are big. They're not feisty, but they're sure big. Boy, look at the size of that fish. Look at the size of this hog. Jesus. Just a monster fish. Okay, this is a little guy that just did the trick. It's not very big. It's probably a size 6. It just took 2 fish in a row. That means we might have some luck with it tomorrow, too. The dogs are happy. Dogs are still having fun. Okay, in between fishing Silver Creek twice and doing some other things, the dogs are looking a little spooky. We're camped on the Mogollon Trail, and look at those mare's tails in the sky. That always means we've got conflicting weather patterns. So we just had a nice dinner of some good salads. We have a decent camping place, and we're going to go back and grab a bite in town and Sholo, and then go fish again, and then go wander off into the woods and see if we can find another nice place to camp tomorrow night. World's ugliest spring creek. We're back for a second morning. But Sue's got one on. The dogs aren't very excited. Hush. Shh. Well, we know it's down there somewhere. Can you reel it anymore? No. Look at that big fat pig. Yeah, he's perky. She's perky. Look at the size of that steelhead. Yeah, you may have to cut that one off. I don't know.
Oh, no, I see it. Come here. Boy, is it big.
Oh, that's got off. That's okay. Well, it's only 9 o'clock, but we're done here. It's pretty boring fishing, throwing the leach out and twitching it really slowly across the bottom. And I've been trying baby rainbow or baby Apache trout flies and have had some strikes and played a couple fish, didn't land any. So it was a decent morning. Yesterday was fine. I feel sorry for these trout. They're, you know, they just don't have a chance. They've got to eat, and once in a while the Department of Wildlife people come through and throw those little brown capsules in, which feeds them. But other than that, they still have to eat, and that means they're going to eventually take a lure or a fly.
We finally gave up on the Silver Creek area. Drove through very pretty interfingered aspen tree, ponderosa pine forest on the way over toward the Little Colorado River, looking for a place to camp that night.
We're on our way to the Little Colorado River, but we stopped, made a detour to Carnero Lake. I actually see somebody fishing out there. There isn't much water that looks fishable. It's full of weeds, but we may walk around to the other end and take a peek.
When we finally got to the Little Colorado River, it was almost bone dry, so we gave up on camping there and headed back toward Globe, where we camped in the woods before getting up the next morning to head home.